Welcome back to How to Bloke. It's Sunday again, and today I'm sporting a shirt rather than my usual t-shirt because people are saying, well, you keep wearing t-shirts, have you got anything else to wear? So yes, this is evidence of that. Right, today we're going to make a pizza but without any cheese on it. Yeah, we're going to make a pizza without any cheese, and it's called Flammkuchen. Flammkuchen. And it's a German pizza, done in the oven, of course. In them days it used to be, or these days, it's a wood-fired oven, like pizzas. And Flammkuchen actually means flame cake. So, take that as it is. So what we need for this recipe, it's easy, this recipe, a doddle. We need some crème fraiche, or that's sour cream. Plenty of that. You get the full fat version or the skinny version there. You need some pancetta or lardons.
Is it smoked or not?
It's smoked one, yeah, better. It's better. You can use the other ones, but smoked pancetta or lardons is better. And you need one onion. Now, one onion will do 2 pizzas.
Okay.
And you'll also need some pizza bases. And you can buy these at your supermarket. We're not going to make pizza bases today because it's not what the video is about. This video is about making the pizza without the cheese. So, here's our. You don't need to know that the
brand.
The brand of that.
Any brand would do.
Any brand would do. So this is a pizza base. So it comes just.
And normally, do they, like if you made your own pizza base, say for instance,
yeah.
How thin would you?
Well, thin as you can get it, without it breaking up. Basically, that's what you need.
Okay.
You're not really getting. The pizza base itself is important, but it's not the most important part of the recipe. It's got to be tasty. Now these things are cheap to buy. They're cheap to buy, and look, they are
quite thin, aren't they?
You don't use this from frozen solid. You use it from the fridge. That's important to use it from the fridge. If you try and unroll it, if it's at room temperature, try and unroll it, it's going to be sticky and it'd be a right kerfuffle. So use it from the fridge. So, right, this is dead easy. So we're going to use some crème fraiche. I'm going to use up this last bit of full fat crème fraiche on here. So what you do is you've got a dollop like that. Dollop like that. If you've got any water sitting in there, just avoid that if you can, because the water just makes everything soggy. So we're going to ditch that one there, and we're going to get a new one. So that's the full fat crème. You can use full fat. Full fat tastes more. It tastes better, I reckon. But not so good for the waistline. So we're going to go in for some more of that. So you need about that much. A dollop in at 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. So what we're going to do is spread that around with a Löffel. This is a Löffel German for a spoon. And we're going to do this. Get right to the edge, you know, use up all the pizza real estate as you can, and it'll be good. You don't want it too thick, you don't want it like that, it's just kind of like that, you know, not. You don't want to see the pizza through it, but you don't want it too thick. If that makes any sense. Okay, so now we're going to go in with the onion. Cut the onion in half, and just finely chop the onion. Not big thick bits like that. Don't cut it that thick, it won't cook. Cut it thin. Put your fingers there, just like I'm doing there, and you can't cut yourself, it's impossible. Move your thumb out of the way. As thin as you can get it. Thin, thin, thin. Oop, see, I nearly cut my finger there. So we're going to put the onion on now. Just higgledy-piggledy over the pizza.
This pizza is one of our favourites that you make.
Yeah, it's quick and tasty. You can have that. So we're going to have this today with salad, and you could just have it with a side salad if you want. But something healthy with it. It's not particularly. It's not unhealthy, but you know, it's not. Anyway, so what we're going to do, that's enough onion on there, so we're going to save the other We're going to do 2 of these today. Because my son could eat at least half of that, so we're going to use that other onion for the other one. Now, the pancetta or lardons, we're going to put these on like that. Now these are smoked ones. Always try. You don't have to get the smoked ones. You can look at the natural ones if you want to, but the smoked ones have more flavour. And I always bang on about having flavour in the food. And
these are quite thin as well, aren't they?
These ones in French are called allumettes, which are small, finer chopped lardons. Because sometimes you can get lardons that are really quite chunky. Now the reason I'm using these is they could cook quicker in the oven, and they get a better result. So if you can get small ones, then fine, or you can chop them up. You can make your own ones. Doesn't matter, just as long as they're small like that. You don't want big chunks of it.
If you can't get like the small ones like that where people are in the world, can they use the big ones and kind of cook them beforehand, or would that be?
Yeah, they can cook them beforehand in a small frying pan or a big frying pan, and just drain off the oil. Don't put the oil in there with it. You don't need it, because look, you see the white bits of the fat, the white bits of the meat here are fat. So that's you want a little bit of fat for some flavour, but you don't want to have it swimming in fat. That's not healthy at all. So you do that. Let me just wipe my hand here. So further to that, we're going to put some black pepper on there. Now you're going to say to yourself, well, that's not a lot. That's too simple. Okay then, what else could you put on there? Well, we're going to make this one a little bit different, and I'll show you how we're going to make it different. We're going to put some. I don't want people to say, "Oh, it's boring. It looks boring." It's not boring.
But this is traditional, the traditional way, isn't it?
Yeah, and that tastes superb.
Else.
So we're going to put some black olives on here. Now these black olives are ones without the stone in it. So we're just going to do this a little bit on here, give it some colour and some.
I personally am not fussed about the olives.
No, the olives really just for the eyeball, the look rather than the actual taste. So you can put olives in there. Now you can also, if you wanted to, and we're going to do it with this one because I'll show you that this one is a Flammkuchen pimped up a little bit. So we're going to get some tomato. Now again, with the tomato, you cut it thinly, thin. Don't cut huge chunks like that because it won't work. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Thin. Again, this is for colour, a little bit of taste, of course, but a little bit of interest in there. And put it around the outside like that. You don't want too much, just a bit. Okay, you see how fast it is? I don't know how many minutes have passed now, maybe 5?
8. 8? Yeah, so I can see on the camera.
Oh, okay, right. So that looks a bit more interesting, doesn't it? As I say, that's not traditional Flammkuchen, that's something that I'm sure other people have done it as well, but I've dreamt up for that. Can you put salt on that? It's not recommended because the lardons or pancetta has already got salt in it, so you want to avoid the salt. That's good. You can put salt in if you try it afterwards. You think, well, I need a bit of salt on that. Put some salt on, no problem. We're going to cook that now. We're going to cook it in a hot oven, pizza hot oven. This is pizza, essentially. A pizza hot oven, that means 240, 250 degrees centigrade, or as much as you can get it on the dial, or the temperature gauge, so hot. Preheat the oven for 10 minutes, and put this in for 10 minutes. Now, it could be 9 minutes, it could be 8.5 minutes, it could be 11 minutes, depending on your oven and how it works. But I know this oven well enough to know that's going to take 10 minutes. So, we're going to get going on that. We'll come back and we'll have a look at that. And in the interim, I'm going to do another one because I need to do another one for lunch, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so back in a minute. Okay, we're back, and we've had these in the pizzas. Pizzas? Yeah, they are pizzas. Flammkuchen in here for actually it's 11 minutes, not 10 like I said before, but you know 10. Every oven's different. So anyway, you can see here. Have a look at this.
Just a traditional.
Interestingly, look, you see how the oven temperature changes. This top one here, which is the one that we pimped up a bit with some olives and some tomatoes, that was in the top of the oven, so that's got done quicker. This was in the bottom of the oven, so. But both are good, both are done.
Both are delicious.
And now you can put it in for more, but yeah, I think it's done, you know.
Yeah.
These edges shouldn't be black, they should be biscuit brown like that. What do you have this with? Well, today, just for today, we have some of that. See? Piece of flammkuchen there, and Bob's your uncle. So, do try the recipe out, have a go with it. It's easy, isn't it? So easy. If you'd like to see more recipes, they are up here. Some quick tips are at the top left hand side there. And if you want to subscribe, click the How To Bloke icon. Until next time, see you soon.